What is up, YouTube? JankyYGO here. My name is Michael, and welcome back to the series where we talk about some cards and new support coming out. And today we got some, I guess, puppets or whatever, and then we also got some Performapal support. And so, without further ado, let's jump in to see what support that they're bringing us. Performapal Butler is first with a level 5 Dark Spellcaster Pendulum effect, 1000 attack, 2100 defense, and a pendulum scale of 2. Once per turn, when your opponent's monster declares an attack, you can add one Odd Eyes Pendulum monster from your graveyard to your face up extra deck, and if you do, negate the attack and then gain life points equal to that pendulum monster attack. So the pendulum effect is a way to recycle some of your odd eyes cards when you go into XCs and stuff like that, so that you don't just lose a bunch of advantage when you need to make an XC. That's pretty cool. But it is a little bit conditional. It does require your opponent to attack, but it is a scale of 2, so it just it's not bad as a whole in terms of pendulum for the pendulum scale. Let's see what its monster effect says. So its monster effect states that you can only use it once per turn. If this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can target one Performapal or Odd Eyes monster card you control except for itself. Special summon this card and then destroy that card. And if this card is destroyed in the monster zone, you can place this in your pendulum zone. So what this allows you to do is it allows you to, it's just like a free summon, but at the cost of destroying something. But some of the Odd Eyes cards, some of the Performapal cards, and some of the Magician cards, even though it doesn't say Magician, do like to be destroyed. The Magician cards are a little bit better about that, the Pendulum Magicians. But as far as this goes, some of the Odd Eyes cards don't mind it too much. And the second effect is pretty cool. But for the first effect, it would be much better if it was any Performapal or Odd Eyes card, because maybe you want to place a higher scale or something like that. You just want to get rid of your scales. I don't think this card is super great, but who knows? Its first effect is better than its pendulum effect, better than its monster effect in my opinion, but it's still not like super great. And then we got Performapal Odd Eyes Valet. Is a level 1 light spellcaster, pendulum effect with 100 attack, 200 defense, a pendulum scale of 8, and a pendulum effect that states when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can activate this effect. That monster loses 300 attack for each pendulum monster in your face up extra deck. It's not very good. It's like the weaker, it's like on par with some of the other weaker Performapals. But what is its monster effect? Maybe that makes up for it. So its monster effect states you can only use the first effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is normal or special summon, you can send one Performapal or Odd Eyes monster, except it from your deck to the graveyard. And if you do, this card's level becomes that until the end of this turn. And if it's destroyed, you can place it in your pendulum zone. So this kind of works with the other card. This works with the Butler. So you can send like your Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon to the graveyard, make this card level 7, and then XE summon, or and then you could also get it back with the pendulum scale effect. So it's pretty cool. I do think that it is the monster effect is much better on this one, and it makes Butler a much better card. But I do think that you are like trying to put these mediocre-ish cards into your deck, but you could probably be playing better ones because Odd Eyes and Performapals both have better cards that you could play, in my personal. And then we got Performapal Barokuriboh. So it's like a Baron Kuriboh. It's a level 8 Dark Fiend Pendulum effect monster with an attack of 300 and a defense of 3000. And its pendulum scale of 1 with a pendulum effect that states once Per turn, at the start of battle phase, you can add one monster with 300 attack and defense from your deck to your hand to destroy this card. When a monster you control is destroyed by battle, you can special summon this card from your hand. Your opponent cannot attack other monsters you control as its second effect, and its third effect states if this card is attacked, change it to attack position at the end of the damage step. Man, okay. First of all, its pendulum effect is pretty good. It adds Kuribos when you get attacked, and that's kind of what Kuribos want. So in a Kuribo deck, it's pretty good. In a Performapal deck, not so much. As far as the monster effect goes, I'm not a big fan of it. Summoning a 3000 defense wall is nice, but they just can, if they want to take some damage, they can probably just run into you and keep attacking and then possibly OTK you. In Kuribos, it's a little bit harder because they have to play through like a bunch of like, nope, nope, nope. But so in Kuribos, a little bit better in my opinion, but it's still not great. And then in Performapals, it's you shouldn't play it. There's way better options for that deck. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the puppets called, first off is Puppet Pawn. So, Puppet Pawn is a level 3 Earth Warrior effect, 800 attack, 1200 defense with a monster with its, you don't use its second and third effects, stumbling over my words, excuse me. First effect says you can attack your opponent's life points directly. When this second effect states, when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can add one promotion from your deck hand. And then the third effect states, banish this card from your graveyard, add one Earth Warrior monster from your deck to your hand, except Puppet Pawn. Then your opponent can add one monster from their deck to their hand. So, that's interesting. So I know what promotion is. Or I know what, like, I know chess and everything. I know promoting is when you promote a when you promote a pawn, it goes to like anything you want, and usually it's a queen because a queen is the most flexible. Sometimes it's a knight. It just depends. I don't know if promotion, that card in particular, is a new card. So if it is, I don't know what it does yet. As far as its graveyard effect goes, adding any Earth Warrior from your deck to your hand is really, really broken. But your opponent gets to add any monster from their deck to their hand, and that makes it a lot worse. So the thing is like, if you're gonna use that third effect, you're gonna have to really make sure you can push for game. Otherwise, you're just giving your opponent free advantage. Then we got Puppet Rook. So Puppet Rook states is a level 4 Earth Warrior effect, 1200 attack, 1800 defense, and it says when this card is normal summon, you can change this card to defense position, and if you do, send one Earth Warrior monster from your deck to the graveyard. Okay, that's not bad. And your opponents must attack this card if able. Okay. Once per turn, when this card is selected as an attack target, you can target one level 6 or higher Earth Warrior monster in your graveyard. Send this card to the graveyard. And if you do, you special summon that monster and change the attack target to monster. So it's kind of like a worse Chocolate Magician Girl, because Chocolate Magician Girl just summons that monster and then has the attack and pretty much almost guarantees that your new monster that you summoned is gonna attack over. So this card, while the Foolish Burial effect is pretty good, the third effect is a bit situational. And the second effect is just kind of there and not very useful in modern day Yu-Gi-Oh standard unless you get um unless you get like two of them out, then they can't attack. But then its third effect gets shut off, kind of like the dupe block. But this is a little bit harder to pull off than the dupe block since there's dupe block just throws out things. Gets the dupe frog gets thrown out from the deck from totally awesome. This does not, however. So yeah, um, so I'm not the biggest fan of this card. Okay, so this is the card that it was talking about, which is Promotion. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. You can target one level 3 or lower Earth Warrior monster you control, send it to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon one level 4 or higher Earth Warrior monster from your deck. Then, if you control a puppet with an original type and attribute, Warrior and Earth, you can special summon, or the monster special summon gains, by this effect, gains 100 attack for each card in your opponent's graveyard. It's like a, like, it's okay. Summoning from the deck is cool, and if you do this on your pawn, um, you get to you get to just throw out any of them. That's pretty cool. I know why it says Earth Warrior. It's so that you don't throw out the gimmick puppets or something like that. Because they want you to use it with this like chess theme deck. But yeah, um, I'm not too impressed with these cards so far, but that's gonna do it for this video. And if it is your birthday today, happy birthday! If you want to send me any cool deck profiles or replays, JankyYGO at gmail.com is where you can send them. If you guys want to participate in a tournament, our Discord for the Trooper format, or if you want to participate in the format that we're hosting, it is in our Discord, which is in the description, and we will be playing Card Trooper format, which is the 2007 March ban list of Card Trooper format. And of course, and as always, have a wonderful day.